Hi, I'm Gina Kahakson, and I recently had the opportunity to interview the team head of the commercial banking group to understand how their team makes decisions and how closely their process aligns with the decision making framework discussed in Chapter 11. The group follows structured but flexible process. They start by clearly identifying the problem, often using client data, market trends, and internal performance reports. This aligns well with the first step in Chapter 11, problem identification. Next, during analysis, they use financial models, risk assessments, and compliance checks to better understand the scope of the issue. This step reflects the analytical depth the chapter recommends. Solution generation is handled collaboratively, especially when decisions involve client lending terms or structuring new financial products. Relationship managers, credit officers, and even legal teams contribute ideas which shows strong cross-functional engagement, just as the chapter encourages. However, when it comes to evaluating alternatives, the process becomes more top down. Final decisions are often made by senior leadership, especially in time sensitive situations. This leans more toward an authoritative model than a consensus based one. Implementation is carefully managed. Once a decision is made, it's communicated across departments and execution plans are set in motion. However, one gap I noticed is that formal post decision reviews aren't always conducted unless something goes wrong. That's a contrast to Chapter 11's emphasis on evaluation and continuous improvement. Overall, the commercial banking group demonstrates a strong awareness of the decision making steps outlined in Chapter 11. They excel in problem identification, analysis, and implementation. However, there is an opportunity to strengthen how they evaluate alternatives and review decision outcomes. Structuring those areas more formally could enhance both decision quality and long term team learning. This insight will shape my pitch to the organization, where I will suggest targeted improvements to make their already solid process even more strategic and collaborative. 1 minute consultant pitch, commercial banking focus. Good day. I'm Gina Kahokson, and after reviewing your team's decision making practices, I see strong coordination and leadership in place. However, I believe you could gain a strategic edge by formalizing your post decision evaluation and integrating collaborative risk assessment tools earlier in your process. This would reduce reliance on intuition and enhance team alignment, especially in high stakes credit or client scenarios. With structured feedback loops and tailored decision frameworks, your team can improve consistency and client responsiveness. I'd be honored to support these improvements as your leadership and decision making consultant. Thank you.